Okay, I got a piece of glue on a 2x2 frame. I'm painting the outside of it for a little protection before I put the foam on. This paint is just something I had, so just whatever to be cheap. Okay, now I have a 3/4 inch styrofoam 4x8 sheet. I marked 16 inches here at the top and a T-square, whatever you call that square. And now I'm going to cut it with this handy dandy little tool. I highly recommend one of these. Oh shoot, I stabbed it. That little point, you can kind of guide yourself along the line. It's hard to do like this. Oh, damn it. Oh. Cut. That pretty much does it. But anyway. So there's a top piece, and now I will mark 4 8-inch strips from the rest of this sheet down for the side pillars. Okay, now with the piece that's left after you cut the columns off, I've cut out the second layer for the top piece, which will have either the arch or just the triangle cut out in it. And then I have a piece for the center spacer between the crypts and the bottom molding. Okay, I guess I should have said cut this at 4 feet. That's the width of the panel on top, and then I cut a 4-inch section here for the divider piece in the middle of the crypt, and that leaves an 11 or 12-inch piece here for the bottom molding. Anyway. Okay, this top piece here, I'm sure there's some mathematical way to figure this out, but I sure don't know it. I just drew these lines kind of help me guide the high points, and I just free-handed the circle part, and I'm going to cut it out. Because the piece we put in there afterwards will kind of guide the shape of it anyway, so... Okay, there's the arch. I'll go there, and I'll use this for other pieces later on. So don't throw nothing away. Okay, these two pieces I cut out of a scrap piece left over from another panel project. So I got 2 full sheets to make up what I got here now, and then this is from a 3rd piece. So I cut a 2.5-inch piece here and an 1.75 inches here. These will make the arch way up around here, and now I'm going to score it 1 billion times, or maybe a little less, to make it to do the curve. Okay. I didn't measure these to length, and what I'll do is just put them up there and then break them off to the length I need it. possible. Ooh, it broke, but that don't matter. Glue to the rescue. So, right there, and then this one will go up behind it. Give you the thickness you want. Okay, hopefully we'll end up with something like this when we're done. Another one. We're doing the arch, this particular one. And here is the second layer sheet. The first sheet will glue down to the board backing, and this kind of shows the pattern of how I cut the second one with the columns, and then the top pieces, and these will be the center pieces. Okay, let's let it be known that I am not an expert of any sort on this sort of stuff, but this is the glue I use, Tight Bond Fast Grab FRP adhesive. And how much to put down, I really don't know. I mean, you can follow the recommendations, but I just globbed it on, spread it out a little bit here and there, and whatever on the edges, whatever I thought was enough to hold it. So you'll have to make your own judgment on that, or contact somebody that knows, but that's what I used. Okay, I don't know if that's enough glue or not, but that's what we're doing. I'll just put this panel on here and press it down. Yikes, sticking already. Now we'll glue down this top piece, 16 inches long, and I just kind of go like this to get a basic idea where I need to put the glue. This is my handy dandy little homemade glue spreader out of a glue jug. I can scoop it up and kind of spread it out. Okay, this first piece of the column, I've got glue on here, and I put a spacer here because I'm gonna put the top part of the column in that space there, which I don't know what you call that piece, but it'll be the cap, I guess. And glue that on, and I'll stick glue another piece on top of this one. Okay, this is the second portion of the column. So that makes our sides. Each end, we'll come back to score that later. Put the flutes in it. And the other top and bottom moldings, which I spaced here. Cap. Yikes, dirt. Okay. And now I'll come back and do this rounded part right here. Okay, I forgot to mention when I moved these down to make room for the top caps, that pushed the columns down over the edge here at the bottom so that it was sticking out too far. So I took my knife here and cut those off, and we'll use these pieces up here at the top again for part of the cap on the column. Alright, my spare piece of foam I have left here I'm working with is just about a ½ inch short, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to cut two pieces off for the bottom part of the column that go right here, and I'll just kind of fudge it in there a little bit to make it look good. Okay, if I was smart, which I don't have time for to be smart, I would take or make these sections right here out of wood, because this is really the part that's going to take the abuse when you store this stuff. If you stack your panels, because that, you know, I'm sure there's going to be damage, and I'll just repair it next year. But a piece of wood there and up there at the top would probably be the best, because that's, but, so there you go, that's a tip that I'm not doing, but you can. Okay, I just stuck these in here as a placemaker, and the end of this piece that's been scored, I cut it at an angle a little bit so it could sit flush against the top cap. Now I'm going to glue this in place. Okay, these pieces got broke here, and that's okay, because that's where we'll just make the water damage then. We go to melt it, and now to make this second piece break or match up, I'll just break it in the same spot and slide it down. Oh shoot, I slide that down there and glue them together, and that will be our breaking point right there for the water damage look. And then that's where it'll crack from there, all the way down. Okay, now I'm marking an edge off of this piece that was left from cut out, and thus used the piece to mark along here where I'm going to cut. And like I did this one here, and I'm going to do another one for here on top, just kind of hold everything in place. Okay, I've got all the top of the column pieces on, glued down. I made these little trim pieces on the edge here and broke them up and glued them on. Got these glued on here and pieces, the top and the bottom, and so on and so forth. Same thing here. I don't know if I mentioned before, it's like, I think it's 32 inches from this 4-inch centerpiece to the top, as well as 32 inches here to this bottom piece. I got these glued on, and for now that's it until I draw on the design of the brick and however I want the mortar crumbling. Okay, now I've drawn a random pattern kind of based on where the edges are broken and the crack in the center of the arch. Kind of run it down the whole length of the panel. And now I'm going to draw in the brickwork, and we'll see how that looks when I'm done. Okay, this is kind of how I try to score the brickwork. I can film this at the same time, but I try to cut on one side of the line and come back and kind of angle on the opposite side of the line. And just gonna pick this out. Okay, got my mask on. I'm ready to turn the heat gun on and melt some of this brick. I hope this works. Ah! Okay, I forgot to put the fluting in. I'm always forgetting something. So basically what I did was use this square, mark the lines with it, move down, marked it. Then I scored it, and then I took the edge of the whole thing and just ran back and forth, kind of channeled it out. And now I'll take a heat gun to it. Ooh.